The idea was, how do we create a platform for companies that have products or technologies that could benefit New York City? How do we create a platform to be able to prototype those things in New York?
For urban technologies to work for a city and for urban technologies to scale, they have to be proven. And for them to be proven effectively, you actually have to have all these really different people at the table.
First of all, it's great to see all of the diverse perspectives represented in the crowd. Public officials, startups, academics, community stakeholders, because I think it really speaks to the collaborative nature of the program. We at EDC, we're the economic development arm of the City of New York. Our mission is to grow jobs and increase economic opportunity for New Yorkers. And in executing on that vision, we've been committed to growing the urban tech ecosystem for years now.
We really want to leverage the data from Numina and Chimera and CitySense to improve the quality of life, as well as to streamline up our operations so we can deliver a better downtown to everybody.
With Circular City, we wanted to prove that we could integrate data with other applications, which we did with CitySense. What we found is that if there's any construction or scaffolding, pedestrians are 53.3% more likely to walk out into the street. And when you consider that the city has almost 300 miles of scaffolding live, this actually has huge citywide repercussions and invites an interesting opportunity for us to consider how to redesign temporary infrastructure and scaffolding.
You know, it's part of our DNA to be proactively and respectfully engaging cities and thinking about the role that maps can possibly play, not just in autonomous vehicles, but improving the overall transit ecosystem. We could develop a new method of measuring and understanding pedestrian density throughout the city, how it changes over the course of a day, over weeks, over months and years. And thanks to Circular City, now we have a model for how to engage cities as Chimera sets out on its journey to map the world to make autonomous vehicles work for all people.
So we've been building this data platform for business districts. It's map-based, it's easy to use, it's collaborative. Those are very key things when you're thinking about a platform for operating a neighborhood. There's an opportunity to make this local data set that's really hyper granular and accurate about cities more useful to the rest of the world who wants to help these places improve, adopt technology, invest in properties and open businesses there. And so that's really our most exciting next step.
Though we talk of an overabundance of data, it is often still not visible or tactically wielded at the local level in a way that benefits people. The abundance of data, the vast difference in capacity across organizations to handle it, and the growing complexity of urban challenges provide an opportunity to test how principles of Circular City can help establish new forms of public and private partnerships.
As researchers, I think it was important that we learn how to think of things from a startup point of view or from a city agency point of view.
One of the ways that I, was thinking of Circular City and circular data in this whole thing was as a sort of a design issue, where you start out and you sort of prototype something and then you kind of test the assumptions, but in order to test the assumptions, you need to go beyond just your initial team, and then, as it goes forward, then who's ever part of the whole thing then shares it and then kind of adds whatever they've got and pushes it on to the next round of circularity.
The value is like by creating like a matching between what data the startups have and the actual needs, of the city, you can really create a lot of value.
What is really necessary is to make this systematic, sustainable and responsible. What does city data collaboratives look like? Where different parties come together, demand and supply, but also expertise, and we need to really nurture the experimentation in city data collaboratives, but also become smarter about this.
We really set out to understand what are the specific value propositions and use cases around specifically the data that the startups involved generate, as well as the kind of particular needs and challenges in downtown Brooklyn.